Hello everybody, and welcome back to episode number 16 of our European Journeyman save. We're in this save, we are aiming to win every top division in the European nations that are in the base game. Currently in our second nation of Wales. You can see there on the screen that we have actually completed the regular season. TNS were the champions. Bala did finish in second, and we're some way behind in third position. Now we haven't actually qualified for Europe yet. They're basically the way the rules work in the league table. If we can just go to the league somewhere, is that the team that finished third do get a Europa Conference League spot, but it's dependent on the winner of the JD Welsh Cup. Now you may have noticed on that first screen that our next game is the JD Cup Welsh final. We have actually made it to the final, and we're coming up against Pennybont, the team who sort of fell away towards the back end of the season. Now we have had a reasonably good first season in the Welsh top division. Unfortunately, it is going to take us a little while to catch up to TNS. But last time you were here, it was the Llandudno game. We then took on Pennybont. It was a 1-1 draw. Sol Howells grabbing the goal for us in the 25th minute before Pennybont replied in the 69th minute. Now, normally I'd go through and watch all the goals, but I realise there's a lot of them to go through, so we're not going to do that today. Maybe in some of like the shorter leagues we'll do that, where we're doing like thirds of the leagues each episode kind of thing. But a third of the league here in Wales is 10 games, and that's a lot of stuff to go through. The next game was at home to Bala, the team that finished second. Again, a 1-1 draw. Adam Roscoe scored for Bala in the 61st minute, I beg your pardon. And then Harry Chapman bagged the equaliser in the 72nd minute. Now we did lose a player around about this sort of time as well, and it was our star man in defence. It was Amika Mohammed, who TNS came and stole off us, believe it or not. So just the pull of TNS in this division is another thing that we're going to have to get past. Fixture wise though, we then bounced back with a win away from home against Carnarvon. It was a comfortable 4-1 victory. Trey George with a goal for Carnarvon, but Eric Bannon, Harry Chapman, Tunde Adigun, who is on loan from TNS, it's a player that we've brought in on loan as the attacker midfielder, and then Morgan Clark with a penalty in the 78th minute. Next up was Llanelli Town in the Welsh Cup quarter-final. Morgan Clark with a penalty and Sol Howells with two there. Lewis Edwards bagging a late consolation for Llanelli. League-wise, it was Connors Quay up next, a comfortable 4-0 win at home. Sol Howells, Eric Bannon with two, and Ben Riley, the left-back, with one. Absolutely battered them in this one, only giving up 2 shots on target. We then took on today's opponents, Pennybont, away from home, and it was a 9-goal thriller. Pennybont scored 3, Lewis Lloyd with 2, Craig Pitchard with 1. Tunde Adigun got himself 3 for us though. Eric Bannon and Dan Nevitt picking up 2 in this game as well. Absolutely fantastic game of football to watch. We blitzed the goal record in the division. Next up was TNS, a disappointing 2-0 defeat to TNS here. Kobe Small was sent off in the 2nd minute, and we held on till the 61st before Christian Sade scored, and then Tyler Roberts scored just 7 minutes later. But it was encouraging to watch, despite Small being sent off so early on. We followed that up though with a win away to Connors Quay again. Dan Nevitt and Harry Chapman with the goals. Again, we performed really well in this game, but we did then succumb to defeat to the team that finished second in Bala Town. We were still in the hunt for second place at this stage of the season, but unfortunately we couldn't pull off the result against Bala. Roscoe, McCallum and Norton with the goals for Bala. We did then beat Connors Quay yet again. Richard Jones with a penalty for Connors Quay, but Kobe Small and Eric Bannon with the goals for Port Talbot. Carnarvon was next, a 3-1 victory here. Eric Bannon grabbing a hat-trick, Lloyd Marsh-Hughes grabbing the goal for Carnarvon. And then last of all, last day of the season, it was a 4-4 draw with TNS at home. We actually went, I believe, 3 down in this one. No, we actually scored first, believe it or not, before TNS bounced back to go 4-1 up before we rallied late on. Dan Nevitt with 2 and Eric Bannon with 2 in this one to pick up a 4-4 draw, but TNS didn't really have anything to play for. So today's game is the Welsh Cup final against Pennybont, and I'm looking to pick up the win here, obviously, to qualify for that European place. I think it's vitally important for us going forward, because I can't see the TNS job coming up anytime soon. Although if you have a look at Scott Young's profile, He's the former manager of Port Talbot, so maybe we can follow his footsteps, really. Hopefully he gets the sack. I can't see why he'd get the sack, though, because he's qualified for Europe, but maybe something to do with how they do in Europe. Well, we'll see. But if he does look at his win percentage, it just shows you how good TNS are, 81%, when you compare that to ours of 64%. And we've done quite well, I think, to be where we're at as a manager. So hopefully he gets the sack, and we will jump straight on that TNS job just to get us out of Wales, and we can move on then to Northern Ireland is the next nation that we're going to. So today's game, Pennybont. We are the favourites for the game. We've got some team selection changes to go through. I've had a really, really good youth intake as well, by the way. Some of the players that have come through have been looking at them. They look absolutely fantastic. I will show you one in a minute. I'm just going to sort this sub-bench out. Salisbury is one of them. He's got potential for 5 stars. He's already at 2 stars at current potential for a 15-year-old. He's got some really, really good attributes pace-wise. He didn't play too well in his first game for us, though. There was another one as well, Jack Bailey. He did play really well in his first game for us, a 7.3 average rating. Again, 15-year-old, 5-star potential. He's got some good attributes, so definitely building for the future here at Port Talbot. But the lineup today is going to be Allen in goal. We're then going to go with Clark, Small, Roberts and Riley is the back 4. Jones, who's on loan from TNS, playing as that deep line playmaker. We're then going to go Fraser alongside him. Chapman, Adigun and Nevitt as the 3 attacking midfielders, with then a Bannon as the lone striker. And we're underway, and we have an early highlight. A corner from Chapman swung into that near post, and Bannon, it's hit the post. We've hit the post inside the first 2 minutes. The stadium looks absolutely empty. It looks empty. I think this is a 12,000 capacity stadium. I think they said there was 1,900 tickets sold. I don't know why they play it in such a large stadium for a game between Port Talbot and Pennybont. We do have another corner, though. This time Chapman again towards that near post, and Eric Bannon, with his 38th goal of the season, gives Port Talbot the lead in the cup final. Bannon has scored a lot of goals this season. A lot of goals. He's had some streaky moments where he's not performed and he's not scored too many. But just overall, he has absolutely 31 in the league. 38 overall. He's been fantastic for us. He is unhappy at the minute, though, because for some reason all my players keep asking for the promise of training facilities to be improved, and I can't remove the promise, and I can't upgrade the training facilities either because we've got no money. So they all come back unhappy, and that is the issue with Bannon at the minute. Jones with the ball into the box towards that far post, and Chapman, that was a real opportunity to make it 2-0 in quick succession there, but the head has gone just over the bar. Really pleased with the performance so far, though. Pennybont have barely been out of their half so far, and as long as we can keep it that way, things are looking good for us to get into the Conference League. And at half-time, it is just the 1-0. Really, really good first half, though, in terms of match stats. We've had a lot of the ball. We've had a lot of shots. And I'm really, really pleased with the performance so far. Obviously, this is football. It's Football Manager as well, so anything can happen. We could still get FM'd here by Pennybont. But Wilson picks the ball up for Pennybont. Comes inside, finds Williams to Owen. Ball forward to Lloyd. Clark's there to cut it out well, though. Looking for Bannon straight away over the top, but it's a wasteful ball. Murray picks it out. Now Wright looking to get Lloyd away, but Small wins the header. Adigun, the on-loan man. Chapman, again, we're looking for Bannon. Wright heads it back to the goalkeeper, though, in Churchill. And that's well defended there by Wright, who goes long. Clark should win this comfortably. No, Small comes across and takes it anyway. Clark, advancing down the right-hand side. Takes it past 1. Comes inside instead to Chapman. Good ball forward towards Adigun. Is this the chance for 2? It is. Tunde Adigun with his 5th goal of the season. The on-loan man from TNS makes it 2-0 to Port Talbot in this cup final. And European qualification is looking increasingly likely, providing I'm right in the way that we qualify for Europe. That would be some coup for Port Talbot to qualify for Europe. Chance to make it 3. Good save by the goalkeeper there, but we're still coming with Chapman. Pulls it across to Small. Well cleared by Owen. Clark should win this header. He does indeed. It's Jones. Now Small looking for Adigun again, but Murray cuts that one out, and Parry advancing out for Pennybont. Finds Pritchard inside the Port Talbot half now. Comes back to Lilko. Does well down the right-hand side. Checks back, though. Good tackle there by Nevitt to get the ball. Just hold the attack up a little bit, but it's a great ball over the top to Owen. Pulls it across for Lloyd. Lewis Lloyd with his 41st goal of the season. Pulls one back for Pennybont in this cup final, and that's totally against the run of play. Looking at match stats and match momentum and stuff like that. Lillico with headed away though. Parry finds Murray. Murray goes long. We should win this comfortably. We do in small. It's Jones. He's got Clark out on the right hand side. Good ball to find him. Good ball across for Nevitt. Surely Nevitt's offside there. And he is. Dan Nevitt finds himself offside. It was a really good play down this right hand side by Clark, but Nevitt's in a different postcode to the back line there. He was miles offside. Corner, Chapman towards that near post, and Bannon, Eric Bannon, with his 39th goal of the season, restores Port Talbot's 2-goal lead, and he's fighting there with Lewis Lloyd for the most goals in the season. He's just the 2 behind him now. 2 more goals from Bannon to equal Lewis Lloyd, and that would cap off an excellent season for Bannon. Chapman, free kick on the left-hand side, back post towards Roberts. It's hit the post. The scramble inside the area. They do get the ball away though, but Chapman's going to pick it up. Finds Riley and Fraser, and Football Manager decides that that's the end of the highlight. Approaching the final 10 minutes, Pennybont with a goal kick. Churchill looking long for Lewis Lloyd, wins it in the air. Up Gareth. Small comes across, cuts that one out. Graham though to Lewis Lloyd. He's through. Good tackle by Roberts, but Fraser's made an absolute hash of that. Lewis Lloyd grabs his 42nd of the goal of the season to make it 3-2, and Pennybont are still in with a chance here. There was a shocking defending. Small did well initially, but then lost it. Great through ball by Graham. Great tackle by Roberts, but Fraser just absolutely lashed it against Chapman there, and it fell kindly for Lloyd to fire past the goalkeeper, and we're holding on here because here come Pennybont again on the edge of the area. Free kick to be taken by Chapman. And it's gone just... I thought it was in. But thankfully it's gone just wide of the post. We've got 5 more minutes to hold on here. And we've got another highlight that's not what you want to see. Lewis Lloyd looking for his hat-trick. Roberts wins that in the air though. Fraser nods it down to Adigun. Can we get Bannon away here? Nevitt finds Chapman. It's well cut out by Pritchard. And now Pennybont's Chapman is coming forward. He's towards that penalty area. Good deflection on the cross. Jones wins the header. Riley helps it on further, but Lillico's picked it up into Lewis Lloyd. Lewis Lloyd's hit the post. Oh my word. We are hanging on by the skin of our teeth here. Lewis Lloyd so close to taking this game to extra time. And we've got 5 minutes of injury time to survive through. And it does look like we're going to survive. And we have Port Talbot Cup final winners of the JD Welsh Cup. That's absolutely fantastic for us as a club. And we continue our record as a manager of at least winning something in our managerial career. Now, obviously, first season we didn't win anything, but we did get promoted in that first season with Codringer, and we continue to win things with teams that shouldn't really be winning things. Hopefully, that's just going to boost our reputation even more. Granted, we got a little bit lucky with the run to the final. TNS and Bala both being knocked out before we got to them, really, which was helpful. Has that given our reputation a little boost? I think it has, I think we're up to 35%. Indeed, we are. We're up to 2-star rep. That's absolutely fantastic. And that's really, really good. One other thing that I'm hopeful it's going to do is it's going to give Port Talbot a little bit of a reputation boost as well. You can see that they're currently sat at 0.5 star. But winning the cup final could hopefully help. And we've also now qualified for that Conference League spot, which is really, really good. So we've got European football next season, providing we're still at Port Talbot. If the TNS or maybe even Bala job comes available, because Bala are a better team than us as well. If you have a look at their top player, he's better than anything that we can put out on the pitch, really. So if Bala or TNS become available, then I think we're moving. I think we have to, really. Otherwise, we could see ourselves stagnating in Wales. Top goal scorer for the league, though, was Eric Bannon. He joined with Lewis Lloyd, both on 31. In terms of how the rest of the squad fared, goals-wise, Bannon with the 39, Sol Howells chipped in with 22, Chapman with 15, and Dan Nevitt with 14. So the front four there really chipping in well with the goals. In terms of assists, Dan Nevitt with 13, so is Chapman, and Howells with 10 as well. So again, the front four working really, really well together. Just quickly wanted to show you the youth intake that we did have. Really, these were the players that we had in. I think we've signed quite a few of them, including Deo Davies here as a centre half. Again, 16-year-old, got lots of potential. Could be good for Port Talbot going forward. But I'm excited by these two with that potential. Hopefully they can do quite well. That is going to be end of today's episode, though, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching. It's also the end of the season. We'll see where we're at the start of season number 5 next season. See if we're going to take on a third season with Port Talbot, or like I say, do TNS and Barlow become available. But guys, thank you very much. Please remember to hit that thumbs up button and that subscribe button. It does help me out immensely. Also, if you want to go and give me a follow over on Twitter, there's a link in the description. There's also a link in there for the skin that I use, if any of you guys want to use that. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.